the Chinese Communist Party are terrified of the freedoms which people in Hong Kong were promised. They're trying to snuff them out.
Hong Kong is dead! Hong Kong is dead!
After more than a year of protests, China's communist leaders will not tolerate any more dissent. They've bypassed Hong Kong's legislature to create laws forbidding so-called secessionist and subversive activity, laws clearly designed to target pro-democracy protesters.
I'm Sam Wing and I'm 19 years old this year. I'm just fighting for what I think is right.
Last year, it was a law allowing Hong Kong residents to be extradited to the mainland to face trial that sparked the street rebellion. Now Sam Wing and her fellow democracy activists fear they're fighting something far more insidious.
China wants to control over Hong Kong political system. We have nothing to lose because we have really sacrificed a lot and
the leadership of Xi Jinping has essentially calculated that their legitimacy depends almost entirely now on this nationalist narrative of Chinese greatness under the Communist Party, and that means that they will tolerate no opposition.
Hong Kong's pro-Beijing leader has given her full support to the new law, even if it means protesters are now labelled terrorists.
Then if the minority of the people, indeed a very small minority of people, are going to breach the law to organize and participate in terrorist activities to subvert the state power, then of course they have to be bounded by the needed legislation.
Well, this new national security law amounts to a nuclear weapon.
Claudia Mo is a pro-democracy politician in Hong Kong's legislature. Her office overlooks the neighbouring Chinese Liberation Army headquarters.
It's very heartbreaking. Physically, Hong Kong wouldn't disappear from the map, but they've cut off our soul.
As Hong Kong's last governor, Lord Chris Patten negotiated the one country, two systems deal before handing the former British colony back to China in 1997.
Now, Hong Kong people are to run Hong Kong. That is the promise, and that is the unshakable destiny.
Well, it's unshakable until you get a dictator like Xi Jinping to try to introduce law on issues like subversion and secession, try to place part of the Chinese KGB, the Ministry of State Security, in Hong Kong, because they reckon that they can't do it later. There are elections for the Legislative Council in September, and they're very nervous, understandably perhaps.
Some fear the elections scheduled for September may now not go ahead, and Lord Patten is calling for international intervention.
Australia knows that we have to stand up to China, and that sooner or later we have to do it together. And I very much hope that the rest of the world will stand up to them on this, and will make it clear that it's intolerable behaviour, and will also make it clear that if we can't trust China on Hong Kong, a Chinese city, what on earth can we trust the Chinese on?
The US is already considering action against China.
American companies will find it harder to do business in Hong Kong and will be discouraged by US law from doing so. That's going to hasten the, the retreat of global business, of global capital from Hong Kong.
My parents just want to live here immediately because they have lost a lot of hope during this period. They want to leave Hong Kong immediately. But me and my brother just want to stay in Hong Kong and fight till the end.
Hi, I'm Lee Sales. Thanks for watching this story. If you'd like to watch more of 7:30's stories, they are on the left of your screen. And tap on the button below to subscribe and get the latest from ABC News.